Hey, I'm Matt Brawley. I am the writer and co-creator of Family Force 5.
Hi, my name is Ainsworth. I am the artist and co-creator for the graphic novel Family Force 5.
Family Force 5 is about a family of superheroes, and it's their job and their family business to kind of defend the world from these alien invaders. Maisie, who's our hero, she just wants to be a normal teen, but her family's got this super secret superhero side business, and she kind of wants to have her own life. And that's sort of the struggle that she's going through for the whole book. And it's fun to see her kind of bounce between these two sides of herself and try to find balance. You know, actually, she's like us. She's a creative. She's an artist. She just wants to draw, but she is sort of being forced to fight these aliens every night. She doesn't necessarily want to do that with her life. You know what I mean? She wants to be able to choose her own destiny. There's this fun balance of family obligation. You know, we've all had that moment where your family is asking for something from you, and, you know, but you're like, oh, I've got my own plans today. There's a lot of that in the book. We should also do some world setup, which is like, you know,
oh yeah,
this book takes place in an alternative reality where about 30 years ago or 40 years ago, aliens invaded Earth. Okay, so that's the setup. And then after these aliens were invading, they're attacking Tokyo. Oh my God, it's such a disaster. This other alien shows up, this giant spaceship called the Moon Computer, and it kind of grants these 5 teenagers, and these are the very first Moon Troopers, these extraordinary powers to fight these, like, you know, demonic invaders. Let's talk about the main characters of Family Force 5. So in our family unit, we have 5, right? So we have Ken, who's the dad, and he's kind of like Captain America or Mr. Incredible. He's Mr. always kind of does the right thing.
Yes.
He's all about justice, and he has a lot of backbone. He's sort of the leader of the family. Sabisa Shiraki, who is Thai American, and she is sort of like the disciplinarian of the family unit. You know what I mean? She is also a little bit, has a temper. You know what I mean? You see it come through, but she's really tough. As well. There's Maisie, who's our main character, who's kind of a dreamer, kind of a bookworm, a lot of an artist, and is struggling with, you know, balancing her personal life and her family obligations. And then lastly, we have the twins, Axel and Alex, who are both mischievous troublemakers.
So Ken, he's stereotypical good guy, dad leader. So you got the, you know, firm, like strongman build for him. Savisa, you know, she's very active, so she has more of a fit body. Maisie was probably the most fun to do because she's the kind of the all rock punk thing, so that's always really fun to draw. We got like the oversized jacket and, you know, her signature t-shirt. Got that beanie she's always wearing too with her little pins. We had to simplify that a lot because originally it was like, what, like 10 pins or something?
Yeah, there were a lot of pins, yeah.
That would have driven me insane. So the Easter egg there, if you notice, it's the colors of the Amphibia girls. And
it is the colors of the Amphibia girls.
Yeah. And then
the twins.
The twins. It's pretty simple. Like they just wear their t-shirts and shorts.
Yeah.
Both are very active, so they don't want to get their pants caught on anything. They got their big oversized shoes. It's a little bit of a cartoony looking style, so
yeah. They feel like the Thundercats twins. Did you ever watch?
I didn't watch the Thundercats.
No.
I'm sorry.
But I do think it's fun to design a family.
Yes.
Because like Maisie feels like a mix of Ken and Savisa.
Yeah.
But the twins, funny enough, like Axel and Alex, one is like, well, that's more mom and one's more dad.
Very clearly.
Yeah, it's a funny
miniature
kind of
dad and mom. Yeah.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing for us, always with this book, more so than getting the alien fights right, even though those are awesome, is just making this family feel real. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And lived in. Lived in is like a big kind of thing for writing and storytelling, where you just want to feel like if the camera turned off, this world would keep going. Mm-hmm. So I think everything we've done in the book is in service of that. They go and they have Thai food at Uncle Vic's, which is like Savisa's brother's place. And that is such a great moment for me because it makes you feel like, oh, there's other family in this town and they have a restaurant and they're eating Thai food together. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, life goes on for this family. And we've got a mixed race family in the sense that they're Japanese American and they're Thai American. And, you know, they're both Asian, but that is a mixed family. And so you actually see little hints of Savisa not struggling, but like dealing with the fact that she's an outsider in this family unit and she's an outsider in this family business. And I think that stuff feels very real. You know what I mean? Like, especially I know that like, you know, when you have a big family and you've married into it, there is a little bit of nuance there to navigate.
I never really thought about it because like I am Asian American, so it's just kind of life for me. I guess it kind of works out though for the book.
Yeah, I mean, they feel real. There's little snippets of like different languages are used. There's a little bit of Japanese, there's a little bit of Thai in the book, and the characters use it kind of like, you know, freely, like just here and there, you know, a little bit. So I think that is very common for a mixed cultural family, is that you've got like a lot of pieces. You know what I mean?
For Chinese, it's Chinglish. I don't know if you have a word for that, but
Thaiglish. Yeah,
Thaiglish. Hell yeah.
Totally. Which I'm much better at speaking than Thai, but
of course.
Absolutely. I know what you mean about how like it's sort of like we're still trying to find our own specific identity with it. We don't, while it's like an homage to certain things, you still want it to feel like unique.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when we found Ainsworth's art, we were immediately just so struck by how cinematic it was. You know what I mean? Like your samples. Absolutely. No, it was kind of like watching a movie, even like flipping through your stuff. And I think so we saw that and we're like, oh, it'd be great to give Family Force 5 that cinematic like edge, you know? Yeah, I think there's a lot of nuanced character work happening there. 100% on the art side. So like none of that is in the script. That's all just Ainsworth like mining from, I'm going to say your own observation, like, but it's true that when you draw Alex and Axel sleeping, they'll be like, you know, limbs in the air. Or, you know what I mean? Like you are drawing these characters, each living their lives in very specific ways. Do you have any thoughts about that? I know there's a lot of great scenes of Maisie on her bed, kind of like
brooding,
moping, having kind of a
twisting.
Those are beautiful. Some of my favorite panels. So yeah, tell us how do you construct that stuff?
God, it sounds so sad. Like looking like it's all based on like reference and previous experiences. Like everyone's been an angsty teen. We know what it's like to curl up on your bed and be like screaming in your pillow or something.
Teen angst is one of the biggest kind of vibes I think from this book. I think now that you've said it out loud, I feel like this book is a lot about teen angst. It is about that I'm screaming into my pillow. I just sent an embarrassing text to the person I really love. And on top of it, I have to balance this kind of crazy family thing. You know what I mean? So it's about pressure from all sides on Maisie, who is 16 and just trying to like find her way.
She's doing her best.
Yeah, doing her best. And I feel like we've all been there, and I feel like you really captured that push and pull for her, where she's like, you know, the book has some really like low lows for Maisie, and I think they're really beautifully drawn, and they make the wins feel like even bigger. This has been a dream collaboration and partnership. I think we have like a really nice, you know what I mean, a rhythm with this stuff. I feel like Ainsworth is really great at yes-anding things creatively, where we'll have like a rough idea to start, and then he'll take it and he'll really polish it and then level it up. I don't know, how was it for you?
I don't know, it's really easy because the way you write scripts, it's very clear. And so it's interesting, it's clear, but like it leaves enough room for me to like add a panel or two. That really helps streamline everything, I think, because it's like, okay, direction, great.
This is actually my first like comic book script. I've written a lot of screenplays and episodes of television. This is my first time working on an actual comic book script, so it was like a learning experience for me too. All that stuff of how much information to put in and what to leave out and what to leave to the artist, because I read a bunch of examples and I found that everybody has a different everybody has a different method of doing this. Like some people have paragraphs and paragraphs of description because they have such a specific vision, but like other people will just say, she slams her hand on the table, and then there's like a line of dialogue. But like, that's really nice for you, right? Because then you can be like, I can stage this.
Exactly. It's more open-ended, so I can actually set the scene. Also, I think it helps that you came from screenwriting, because I also kind of expect that format, so it reads much easier for me personally.
That's funny that we're both kind of like film guys.
Yeah,
like, you know,
or comfortable in that.
Animation. Coming and writing comics. Oh man, I mean, I love comics. Do you love comics, Ainsworth?
Comics are great. Animation is really expensive, and it's like a lot of people. You got to talk to a lot of people to get this done. So comics, it's much more free. It's just 3 of us working on this thing, and much more accepting too. You don't have to deal with people telling you no.
There's so much more creative freedom in comics,
Yes.
in my experience so far. I think that it's a great kind of place to try lots of cool, crazy ideas and sort of see what sticks. Like I feel like we didn't overwork it. I feel like in animation and film, sometimes you have to go through so many layers of approval and get so many like opinions from so many different, maybe even a very broad audience, that by the time the thing comes out, it's sort of like all its edges have been sanded down. I feel like our book doesn't have its edges sanded down at all. And so for me, that's what I was actually the most excited about doing a graphic novel, is that I've been working in like 6 to 11 kids for so long. I was feeling like a graphic novel would provide a little more leeway for like more action, more, violence, romance, drama, like more heightened emotions.
Yes.
There was something about working in television, especially kids TV, where the pacing was, it's sitcom. It's like a sitcom format where it's like joke, bam, joke, bam, lesson. There's streaming and there's YouTube and everything is getting shorter. I actually feel like comic books and graphic novels is one of the only spaces that, like, because the reader can kind of control the speed of the experience, that's not really an issue. I mean, the great thing about a book like this is it's kind of emphasizing that like a comic book, a graphic novel can be anything. You know what I mean? I think the line between film and comics is getting blurrier and blurrier every year. I hope people pick up this book and just find an exciting story to experience, you know what I mean? I hope that people read this and are just thinking about the characters and their relationships and the world they live in, as opposed to like the medium, you know what I mean? I do think that we're heading towards this awesome creative singularity of like, a good story is a good story no matter how it's told.
Thank you so much. Please check out Family Force 5.
We're really excited by it. We think you guys are gonna love it.